Right now, push to dismiss. The defendant accused of a murder plot asked the judge to drop the charges. The key pieces of evidence at the center of it all. Where
Wisconsin Senate candidates stand on the filibuster and why that matters headed into election season.
Feast or famine? Some of those rainfall numbers are in. We're going to break them down as we turn more comfortable.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us. Continuing coverage this morning, the case against a DeForest man accused of plotting to kill a former classmate and her family will move forward.
Gabriel Savage faces several charges, including attempted homicide and attempted sexual assault. Savage's attorney is filing a motion to dismiss the charges, though. They argue prosecutors didn't prove that Savage intended to harm the woman and her family. They also say that the alleged plans to commit the crimes laid out in a journal did not prove intent and should be protected under the First Amendment. Judge David Conway ruled the district attorney's office did provide enough probable cause to proceed with the case and also denied the motion about the journal.
The court concludes that a reasonable person could reach the conclusion that the defendant's actions on the evening of March 20th, 2022 demonstrate that he would have committed the murders and sexual assaults if not for police intervention.
The judge is referring to when police said that they found Savage wearing all black and carrying handcuffs, a semi-automatic rifle, and ammunition while sitting in a vehicle near the family's home. Savage is set to be back in court on July 15th.
New this morning, take a look at this picture. Investigators trying to determine what caused this fire outside of Columbus yesterday. It happened around 10:30 on Dubourg Road. That's about 4 miles north of Highway 151. 5 fire departments responded to the fire and were on scene for about 5 hours. The damage not as bad as you might imagine for a 5-hour-long fire. Luckily, nobody was hurt either.
All right, Chris Reese is tracking those storms that rolled through overnight. He's here with your certified most accurate forecast. Hey there, Chris.
Yeah, we did have some storms roll through overnight. Now, for the most part, they are out of the picture, but we do have some lingering showers. Most of that's going to be to our north across parts of Juneau and Adams counties, but even Marquette and Green Lake counties seeing a little light sprinkle activity as we go throughout the morning. That will dry up in time, but really look at how it was feast or famine, depending on where you were when it came to some of those rainfall numbers. I mean, we're talking pockets of 3 to 5 inches of rain from Decorah, Iowa, all the way towards the Belvedere in northern Illinois, and elsewhere, 1 to 2 inches, 1 to 3 inches, and then 1/4 of an inch or less farther to the north. So the reality is those who needed the rain were the receivers this time, and that is some good news. The drought monitor is still showing abnormally dry conditions over parts of Wisconsin, but this last update was before all of the rain that we had moved on through. So I'll be looking forward to the update that we get later on this week and sharing that with you all as we go through time. I'm optimistic that we'll start to finally see the abnormally dry conditions even shrink across parts of southern Wisconsin. It's still humid as you step out, but we have a little bit of a breeze and temperatures are just a little bit cooler, so it feels a whole lot better than it has felt over the past couple of days. Look for dew points staying muggy as we go into the afternoon, and they'll stay high tomorrow afternoon as well. But again, temperatures are going to be cooler, and there's going to be a little bit of a breeze, so it still feels good overall. A live look outside right now, you see this cloud deck on the horizon. Temperatures are right at 69. Winds are out of the north and east at about 6 miles per hour for us. The dew points are into the middle 60s officially. Temperatures will warm up from the upper 60s and into the upper 70s for the highs later on this afternoon, but we will keep some of that cloud cover around at times. This is 12:30. We're at 74, so a little bit of cloud cover. 79 is where we'll top out, so it's comfortable. Spend some time outdoors if you have the opportunity to do so. Tomorrow morning, we're waking up into the middle 60s. We'll warm things up into the 70s again, but we'll also be talking at least a chance to see some additional showers or thunderstorms at some point as we go throughout your Thursday. 77 on Friday, 79 on Saturday. Sunday, 81, but sunshine is expected all weekend long.
We love to hear it. Chris Reese.
Oh, yes, we do.
Thank you very much. To campaign 2022 now, whether it's abortion or gun control, the filibuster continues to be front and center in policy debates.
Who represents Wisconsin in the next U.S. Senate could shape whether the filibuster remains. Our political reporter Will Keneally asked the candidates where they stand.
I'll tell you, people bring up the issue of gun violence before I even get a chance to.
And that was even before yesterday's mass shooting in a Chicago suburb that has left at least 7 dead and 24 injured.
People are operating with this sense of anxiety, with this feeling of hopelessness, this feeling of fear that they have just existing in their own communities.
And what has become a recent proxy for Democrats, support of things like gun control or abortion rights, means ending the filibuster to make that happen.
We took a first step with the legislation that was passed in the Senate and the House and signed by the president, but we need to be able to do more.
And in the wake of the Uvalde shooting, Democrats in the Senate were able to pass gun control legislation due to a compromise with Republicans. One party could do more going forward with a simple 50-vote majority.
We need to be able to make sure that we're banning assault weapons. We need universal background checks.
The margin is close right now. Only a handful of conservative Democrats are blocking the push to end the filibuster. Among the leading Democrats in the primary, all support ending the filibuster. If one of them replaces Ron Johnson this fall, it would get Democrats closer to eliminating the rule.
Filibuster has held us back from so much progress. The will of the people is not being realized.
When you're elected, you should be able to do the things that you were elected to do.
When 80% of Wisconsinites want common sense gun safety legislation, we have an obligation to get that done in the U.S. Senate.
That was Will Keneally reporting. Those candidates will face each other in the August 9th primary.
All right, to the GOP race for governor now. Republican candidate Kevin Nicholson is suspending his run. Nicholson says he's proud of what he's built over the course of his 6-month campaign, but he says he determined his only way forward would have been to attack other Republican candidates and run a negative campaign, something he didn't want to do.
Looking ahead, former President Donald Trump is set to come to Wisconsin this summer. Trump will make an appearance in Milwaukee August 20th as part of his American Freedom Tour. Trump will be joined by other conservatives for the event to promote their agenda. The venue has yet to be announced, but you can register online now.
NATO has formally begun the process of ratifying membership for Sweden and Finland. NATO members signed the Protocols of Accession to do so. The two countries broke away from their decades of neutrality after Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
The wife of WNBA star Brittany Griner says it breaks her heart to hear the contents of a letter the basketball player wrote to President Biden. Griner was arrested in Russia back in February on charges of possessing cannabis oil. According to a representative, she wrote in that letter that she is terrified she may be in Russia forever. Griner's trial began last week in Russia. U.S. officials say she's being wrongfully detained. In her personal plea, Griner urged President Biden to free all U.S. captives.
Has been on top of mind of the president. Like, I was there when he read the letter. He takes this job very seriously, especially when it comes to bringing home U.S. nationals who are wrongfully detained.
Griner's wife says she is still waiting for a direct response from the president. Griner's trial is set to resume Thursday.
4 men are now the recipients of the country's highest honor for military service, for their service in the Vietnam War. President Biden awarded the men the Medal of Honor. The president praised their heroism on the battlefield more than 50 years later, saying time has not diminished their bravery. During the ceremony, the president gave a nod to the federal government's efforts to review the service of Asian Americans, Native Americans, and Pacific Islanders, noting the diverse backgrounds of Tuesday's honorees.
For those who give their best for our country, we'll always, always give our best to you.
Since taking office, President Biden has also awarded the Medal of Honor to 4 other service members. The ceremony comes just days after the death of Herschel Woody Williams, who was the last surviving Medal of Honor recipient for his service in World War II. He will lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol later this week.
6:08 this morning. Coming up, go from raging to relaxing. We'll share some ways to chill out to avoid aggressive driving.
And Consumer Reports with the warning of the fine print of your cable bill, why you might want to read it a little closer.
Don't miss Furniture and Appliance Mart's extended savings for 1 week only. Hurry in for holiday doorbusters, plus up to 40% off special buys and guaranteed 5-day delivery on all in-stock appliances at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Anderson, we think so. When it's a window forged from fabrics and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Anderson.
The future is for everyone. So this 4th of July, be ready in a new Ford vehicle. Choose from a Ford F-150 truck, an SUV like Ford Explorer, or a Ford Bronco Sport. Get out there and celebrate your freedom and do it all in a new Ford vehicle, because the future is for everyone. So be ready this 4th of July with Ford. New inventory is arriving daily, so visit your local Ford dealer or shop online at buyfordnow.com.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Visiting DePaco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. DePaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without DePaco Credit Union.
So I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
I'm here for the challenge. Embracing the ups and downs. And enjoying every twist and turn.
eHarmony gets to know you better to match you better. eHarmony, here for real love.
This is your last chance. The biggest Stars and Stripes sell-off in Wisconsin has been extended for 1 week only. Save up to 52% off all doorbusters while supplies last. Plus, no money down financing. And get an extra 5% off all sale prices at checkout. Only at Ashley.
You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. This morning we're learning more about the Habitat for Humanity of Dane County and its critical need of volunteers.
McKenna Alexander is here now to share some ways that we can get involved. Good morning, McKenna.
Yeah, good morning, you two. Habitat for Humanity is hosting 4 upcoming volunteer information sessions, and one of those is tomorrow. So joining me now is Dane County's Habitat for Humanity CEO, Valerie Rank. Now, Valerie, why don't you go and tell me, for people who don't know, just what exactly Habitat for Humanity is?
So Habitat partners with families to build homes, to stabilize them and their kids and make a better life for themselves while also improving the community.
Now, I know we've talked a little bit earlier this morning about kind of the myth surrounding Habitat for Humanity, where people think it's just you build a house and you give it to someone. What really is it, though?
So the homeowners do have to make mortgage payments. They're in that mortgage for almost 30 years. The other thing that people don't realize is that one thing that really keeps modest means people from owning a home is that down payment. You know, a 10 or 20% down payment is just unattainable for a lot of folks. So our down payment is 1%. So even though they're making very high rent payments, they can afford mortgage payments, but that down payment is a big barrier. So our 1% down payment is a big boost for people to be able to get a home.
And now for people interested in volunteering, what does being a volunteer for Habitat look like?
So we really are a volunteer-driven model. We can't do what we do without volunteers. We have about 3,000 folks every year that help us. Some of those are on the construction site. They don't have to have any experience. We'll train them. Some come out once a year. Some come out, every Wednesday. So it's a great way to get exercise, make new friends. All ages are welcome, and we really would love folks to go to habitatdane.org and learn more.
And now I know obviously a lot of information sessions coming up with that critical need. What happens if Habitat doesn't have enough volunteers?
So we want to serve more families, whether that be through our home building process, our home repair process, or our financial capability training. The more volunteers we have, the more families we can help.
All right, Valerie, thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you are interested in volunteering, you can go ahead and visit our website at channel3000.com. There we have information and session dates and times for those sessions.
All right, McKenna, they can't do it without us, so let's help them out. What do you say? Another news this morning, about 1/3 of all crashes can be attributed to aggressive driving, but experts say road rage can be prevented. Psychologists suggest listening to calming music or podcasts while driving. They say it's difficult to get angry when enthralled in a good podcast because you're so focused on listening to it. Maybe take a different perspective. Think about this. If we cut someone off, we tend to think of it as a mistake. But if someone cuts us off, Chris Reese, we tend to think that it's their fault, right? Finally, plan ahead. If traffic stresses you out, experts say take a route with less traffic. Even if it's longer, leave earlier. Avoid the headache.
Little dig at Chris Reese this morning.
Just a little.
Just a hair of a road rage incident there. All right, we're always asked to read the fine print, but how often are we really doing it? Sometimes in that legalese is something called an arbitration clause, which can have sweeping implications on what you can and can't do if something goes wrong. Consumer Reports has more. Kathy Greiner was a DirecTV customer for 5 years until her equipment stopped working. She was sent new equipment that she says was also faulty.
We had tried numerous things to get it to work, and that we had even climbed up on the roof and adjusted the dish.
Kathy returned the new equipment and switched providers. She thought the issue was over until
they said that you're going to have a fee of a couple hundred, $240. They took the money out of my account. It just seemed wrong.
Citing early cancellation fees, DirecTV said the 2-year service commitment was in their agreement.
I never signed anything. I never saw that anywhere.
Kathy filed a class action lawsuit in the LA Superior Court saying the company failed to disclose those early cancellation fees. That was in 2008. DirecTV asked the court to resolve the case through arbitration. After 7 years of rulings and appeals, the U.S. Supreme Court ultimately ruled in favor of DirecTV. Consumer Reports says this has had sweeping implications for consumers.
Arbitration deprives consumers of the right to a day in court to challenge any corporate wrongdoing. It leaves consumers without a lot of recourse.
Consumer Reports says companies like DirecTV may have a motive for settling disputes through arbitration. From 2004 to 2010, DirecTV assessed early cancellation fees to more than 700,000 California subscribers, totaling $82 million. During that same period, they paid just $16,000 to arbitration claimants.
They're lining their pockets while consumers can't fight back effectively. It's outrageous.
DirecTV has since changed ownership, but asked by Consumer Reports to comment on Kathy's case, the company said this: we offer multiple service options to meet customers' preferences. Kathy can't say whether she ever got her money back, but says her claim was resolved.
I do feel that our hands are tied when we agree to these contracts.
It's all right. Here's Chris Reese and your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Hey, we've been watching the radar since yesterday, where we had a line of showers and thunderstorms really just kind of set up across parts of southern Wisconsin. Well, since then, I'm happy to say we've started to dry things out after those flash flood warnings. So there are a couple of showers to the north that are going to push on through, and outside of that, we're going to be dry for the rest of the day. We will keep a lot of cloud cover around at times for the rest of today as well, but we will be drier. The rainfall over the past 48 hours has been nothing but beneficial across southern Wisconsin. We've eaten into that deficit. Our deficit was right around 3 inches, but now it's right around 9/10 of an inch shy of where we should be on rainfall for the year so far. So the last 48 hours, give it up. You've really brought some beneficial rain to southern Wisconsin. We'll have another rain chance as we move into Thursday. At this point, it's just scattered. Then we could see some stray showers into early next week as well. I'm not super sold on all of the rain chances, if I'm being honest, but they're there. And we're going to talk about them. This one actually is a newer model that just picked up a rain chance for Friday afternoon. I do not buy that, but the Thursday rain chance I do. Then we could see some additional rain showers on Monday into Tuesday. Outside of that, we would be done for some time. So the expectation as you go through July 11th into the 15th is for us to be a little bit drier than normal throughout the northern part of the country. And that expands when you push that out a little bit farther towards July 19th. So while the rain we've seen now has been incredible, we may not see a whole lot more of what we just saw in this pattern. So after the next couple of days, you'll probably have to bring out the sprinklers again and keep the lawn watered if you would like to keep it green and lush.
All right. You've been warned. Thanks, Chris. Chick-fil-A testing out a way for mobile customers to get their orders a little faster. The chain's put in place a new express drive-through lane only for mobile orders. They're doing it at about 60 of their restaurants nationwide right now. To use them, customers select drive-through express on the mobile app and then choose the restaurant you're going to go to. And then once you're there, use the app to scan a QR code connected to the express lane. An employee will then bring the order right to your vehicle.
Love the idea of that. Couldn't get any faster, but we'll see how that goes. Subway's menu is getting a redo. It marks the sandwich chain's largest makeover in decades. Subway now offers customers 12 sandwiches called the Subway Series. They're split into 4 categories: cheesesteaks, chicken clubs, and Italianos. Analysts say streamlining the sandwiches should move the customer lines along faster, though I've never experienced a backup at a Subway.
Agreed. 2 things I'd like Subway to do.
We know what's coming.
1, bring back the $5 footlong.
Preach.
Oh. 2nd, bring back the Sub Club cards.
Oh, I remember
those. Stamps. You used to put the stamps on the cards.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those are great. Like, you fill up a card and then you get a free sub.
Subway, hope you're listening. We're interested.
I've got ideas. None of them are original. Everybody knows it.
But they're good.
But they're ideas nonetheless.
Nostalgic.
Coming up, an epic battle over parking in your own driveway.
And ahead in our next half hour, how Madison police are responding to the Illinois shooting over the 4th and what you'll see this week on city streets.
This portion of News 3 Now is brought to you by Shopko Optical.
25% off our low Slumberland price. Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Plus 25% off our low Slumberland price. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
What's yours? I'm Curtis. Did you just move here? Yeah. Cool.
Your mission: stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Fishing helps ease my mind. Kind of like having Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Whoa! Minions are biting today.
Minions: The Rise of Gru, only in theaters.
Hey!
Tired of millionaires in the Senate like Ron Johnson who only look out for the rich and powerful? Mandela Barnes will be a voice for hard-working middle-class families. As the son of a teacher and a third-shift factory worker, he gets it. He'll make the big corporations and the rich pay their fair share and lower middle-class taxes to make things more affordable for us. Mandela Barnes knows it's about the middle class, not the millionaires. Courageous Leaders PAC Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's always time for Papa Murphy's. And now you can get any medium 2-topping pizza for just $6.99. Now that's meaty-yum. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Order online today at papamurphys.com.
Incredible deals. Huge markdowns. Like the Sealy Pillow Top Queen Mattress, on sale for just $4.99. What a sale! The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Hey! This was my morning this weekend.
It's Bascom.
Hi, buddy. So, here's the rule in the Genthi house. Cold. Bascom is not allowed upstairs or on any furniture, so she doesn't get to sleep with us, which is fair. She's 90 pounds. That would be kind of a mess, except for during camping. So she got to sleep with us this weekend in our brand new tent. We were up in the UP on a nice little lake up there on the eastern side of the peninsula. It was stunning. It was cold up there. It was probably 60s for most of the weekend.
So it was too chilly to swim?
Too chilly to swim, particularly in Lake Superior.
It's always too chilly to swim in that lake.
You're right. It is always cold. But it was stunning up there. Can't speak highly enough of that area.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That's a beautiful photo.
Isn't my dog pretty?
We love Bascom.
She is such a good girl.
She is a good girl. I'll stop now.
Bascom's my gal. Trending out in San Francisco this morning, a couple is befuddled after being fined $1,500 for parking in their own driveway. Listen to this.
It just seems wrong.
We moved in and parked in that driveway every day and every night.
Okay, so this is Ed and Judy. They've been parking in the same place in front of their home for the past 36 years. The city planning department told them they were never allowed to do it. After Judy and Ed challenged that, they were asked to prove that it was historically used for parking. They found a photo from 1938 showing a car parked there at this exact house. The city said it wasn't enough evidence. They did get the $1,500 fine waived, but they now have to build a garage if they want to park there again in front of their windows.
Come on.
So I think one of the other options is like a covering, like a carport, but still you start taking away the natural light into the house.
Yeah.
What a silly, silly overreach.
Keep fighting the good fight, folks.
One of the many reasons I will never reside in San Francisco, ever, or have no desire to go.
Yeah, I'm not a Cali girl. I'm a Wisco gal. We don't have that stuff here.
All right. The nice part of the country.
Quick forecast.
It's going to be cloudy. We'll be right back. We come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
This 4th of July, brighten your home with HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Paints and Cabot Exterior Stains. Get $10 off 1-gallon cans or $40 off 5-gallon pails, just in time for the season.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand, Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining.
Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
So I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, drugged driving deaths in Wisconsin have increased nearly 200% over the past 10 years. Help prevent drugged driving and let's achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Right now, new developments in the Highland Park parade shooting. We are learning about the suspect's previous run-ins with police and where investigators say he went after.
Madison events responding to the shooting with a bigger police presence, where you'll see stepped-up patrols this week.
A lot of cloud cover is expected today, but we will generally stay dry. I have the full first warn forecast coming up.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Stanford. The shooter accused of opening fire on a 4th of July parade, killing 7 and injuring dozens more, will be in court today. Prosecutors are charging this man with 7 counts of first-degree murder, with more charges in the works.
21-year-old Robert Cremo III was taken into custody after an hours-long manhunt. He was allegedly dressed in women's clothing at the time of the attack. Police say in an attempt to blend in during his escape. He shot down into the crowd more than 70 times from a rooftop that he accessed by climbing up a fire escape ladder.
We also learned the alleged gunman drove to Madison, to the Madison area after the shooting, and then went back to Illinois, where he was ultimately arrested. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes declined to comment on that, but in a blog post, he did say the FBI reached out to area law enforcement. Investigators say it also appears that Cremo worked alone and had been planning the attack for weeks. And officers ended up visiting the suspect's home twice in 2019, the first time for a reported suicide attempt, the second after he allegedly threatened his family.
A family member reported that Cremo said he was going to kill everyone, and Cremo had a collection of knives. The police removed 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword from Cremo's home. At that time, there was no probable cause to arrest.
The sheriff's office says the encounter was reported to state police at the time. Today, prosecutors plan to ask the judge to order Cremo held without bond.
We now know 6 of the 7 victims' names, the oldest 88 years old. The 2 youngest victims, Kevin and Arena McCarthy, were parents of a young boy who was at the parade with them. Their son was found hiding underneath their bodies. This shooting adds to triple-digit numbers of mass shootings in the U.S. so far this year, marking the 309th shooting of 2022. The Gun Violence Archive defines a mass shooting as one in which at least 4 people are wounded or killed, not including the shooter. That number keeps going up. Since Monday, as of this morning, there have now been 320 mass shootings. These events impact so many people in a single community. We're hearing from a former Madison area reporter who was at Monday's parade. Brad Chamson says he heard the sound of gunfire and saw people running for their lives. With his wife and 3 young kids with him, Brad says his family was fortunate to make it to safety, hiding in the back of the shop while a shooter killed those 7 people just a block away.
It's going to take time. We will heal, and we'll get through this. But right now, there's no answer. There's no way to make sense of it. There's no way to try to explain to my kids why somebody did this.
Brad says the Highland Park community is about as close-knit as it comes. This 4th of July parade was something everybody in town was looking forward to.
In wake of the parade shooting, the CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra says more first responders and law enforcement will be at concerts on the square tonight. While Monday's shooting could cause some anxiety for future large public events, Police Chief Sean Barnes says he always makes sure enough officers are stationed at each protest, festival, and concert in town.
We have everything from the unmanned aircraft to people on the ground. We have Overwatch. We have all of these things in place that our public doesn't really see, because we want them to enjoy whatever event that they're on.
Chief Barnes says adding more police was already a high priority at large events because of a recent uptick in crime.
New this morning, yesterday's flash flood warning rains have caused at least 1 road closure. Wisconsin DOT has Highway 104 near Brodhead in Rock County closed overnight in both directions because of that flooding. This stretch, if you're familiar with the area, is between Highway B and Bogart Road. New at this hour, it is back open this morning. And some incredible video from our neighbors to the west. In southern Minnesota, flooding for the storms, just totally flooding these streets here. The torrential rainfall in Alberta Lee, leaving several cars stalled in the high water in the middle of the street.
There's wild video there. All right, we did get some rain last night, kind of feast or famine, as Chris Reese has been telling us this morning.
Yeah, the past 48 hours has been active across big parts of southern Wisconsin. This morning, we're quiet. Most of our mornings have been quiet. It's been more so afternoon and evening type beats as we've gone through the past couple of days. But still, we are seeing some showers a little bit farther to our north, and all morning long so far. This is where we have seen most of your shower activity. But even then, that's trying to fall apart. It's trying to fizzle out. Take a look at this. This is the rainfall axis over the past 48 hours. Anywhere from Decorah, Iowa towards Belvedere, Illinois, you have picked up anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain. Parts of Dane County reporting over 3 inches of rain over the past 48 hours. 5.4 inches reported in Monroe, northern Illinois. That's where a 6.5 inch of rain report did come in. So it's been the folks who needed it who got it, that's for sure. This is your drought monitor, and the areas that were abnormally dry during the last update are the areas that got absolutely drenched by the rain that we've seen since the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that next update and sharing it with you guys and letting you know just where we do stand after all of this rain. But it's still a little bit muggy out. Dew points are into the 60s and 70s. We're going to keep them there as we go through the next couple of days. Into the afternoons especially, you'll notice a little bit of humidity, but we're going to see a bit of a breeze, and those temperatures are going to be comfortable. So as a result, it's not going to be incredibly uncomfortable like what we've had lately. Just muggy enough for you to know that it is still summer. 69 is where we stand in Madison right now. Winds are still out of the north and east at about 6 miles per hour. Look at temperatures warming up over the next 12 hours into the upper 70s for your high today. Some of you might make the 80s. But it really depends on how much sun we're able to see. I expect filtered cloud cover pretty much all day long. We're going to clear it out a little bit overnight. Lows fall down into the middle 60s. Then tomorrow, another mix of sun and clouds will come our way, but we also begin to see a chance for some showers developing, especially as we move into the later part of tomorrow. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that. By Friday, look at how we begin to clear out. Saturday, the humidity is at its lowest that we will have seen in a while. It's really going to take a drop on Saturday. Sunday, we're back into the low 80s, a chance for some rain on Monday. The rest of next week looks completely dry and full of sunshine. So last week we shared with you about getting outside 15 to 20 minutes a day. No excuses. The weather's going to be fantastic for it coming up.
All right, there we go. Thanks, Chris. Dane County judge has set a $60,000 cash bond for this man, 38-year-old Timothy Pritchett. Pritchett's facing charges of hit and run involving death and homicide by negligent operation of a vehicle. It all stems from a hit and run in the town of Oregon last month. 30-year-old Logan Goose died in the crash. Investigators say Goose was hit on June 7th along County Highway MM. A truck driver found Goose the following day. According to the complaint, Pritchett told police that he thought he'd hit a deer. But after detectives reviewed his cell phone data, Pritchett said that he may have been on a FaceTime call at the time of the crash.
Happening today, the man accused of physical abuse and possible homicide of a 20-month-old girl in April is expected in court. 24-year-old Marshawn Gills was out on bond during the incident and had been wanted on a warrant since December for not reporting to a parole agent. In April, the child was found severely injured at a West Side apartment and taken to the hospital where she later died. A woman was also severely injured at that apartment. Giles now facing domestic abuse and sexual assault charges.
Some key allies of former President Donald Trump have been subpoenaed by an Atlanta area grand jury. The grand jury is investigating Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election in the state. They've issued subpoenas now to Trump's former attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. The subpoenas also cover a handful of Trump's other former legal advisors. 6:38 now, as we take a look outside this morning. Some blue skies after some storms overnight. Coming up, Chris is going to look at the long-range trend so you know if you'll need to water your lawn.
And a new way to take your groceries home with you without the plastic waste.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Is this the new phone? Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer. Any brand? With any size? I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them? I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
I've got moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now, there's Skyrizi. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clearer skin at 4 months after just 2 doses.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing is everything.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Hey, before you hit that skip button, have you forgotten what it's like to watch movies on a big screen? Where you get lost in the story with no distractions? You really should come jar your memory at Marcus Theaters.
The summer of savings means options galore at Bob's Discount Furniture with our best financing options ever. With 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options to fit your budget and tons of mattress options to fit you. Like my Bobapedic Prize Gel Mattress, my Bobapedic Prize Hybrid Mattress, or my Synergy Mattress in 2 feels, extra firm or plush. Whichever mattress fits you best. Only $5.99 for the queen or $50 per month for 12 months with special financing.
Get Bob's Discount!
Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
News 3 Now is taking action, reaching out to our community to lend a helping hand.
Taking action by teaming with our neighbors and local leaders to help make this amazing community we share a better place to live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Concerts on the Square are back each Wednesday night through August 3rd. Enjoy a performance by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra with family and friends at this totally free event starting at 7 p.m. Learn more at wcoconcerts.org. You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
This morning, we are learning more about the Habitat for Humanity of Dane County and its critical need for volunteers.
McKenna Alexander joins us now to share one of the ways you can get involved. Good morning, McKenna.
Yeah, good morning, you two. Habitat for Humanity is hosting 4 upcoming volunteer information sessions, and one of those is tomorrow. So joining me now is Dane County's Habitat for Humanity CEO, Valerie Rank. Now, Valerie, why don't you go and tell me just a little bit of about what Habitat for Humanity is?
So over our 35 years here in Dane County, we have helped over 500 families either get into a home or repair their home. It's all about home ownership because it strengthens families and strengthens communities.
And now we've talked a little bit about kind of the myths surrounding Habitat, where it's you build a house and you give it to someone, but what really is it?
So really, they help build their own house. We call that sweat equity, but they also have a mortgage that they're paying on for up to 30 years. So it's kind of a traditional home. The thing that really makes it different is that they're putting in that work, they're paying into it, but we give them a 1% down payment and it's a 0% mortgage. So that's what makes it affordable.
And for volunteers, what do they really do to help out?
So volunteers are really the lifeblood of Habitat. They are building those homes, they're working in our restores that help pay for the homes. They're doing everything from running us with our board and our committees. They are involved in every aspect of our homes.
And what's the time commitment look like for those volunteers?
So you can come out a half a day, you can come out every Wednesday, you can work 1 day at the restore. Whatever time you have, we'll put you to work and help folks of modest means stabilize their lives and stabilize the community.
And now with that critical need for volunteers, what happens if Habitat of Dane County doesn't get enough volunteers?
So we lost a lot of folks during COVID because a lot of it was grandparents staying home to take care of kids so mom and dad could work. And now things have changed. People have gone on to other things. We're a little bit short. So we need people in the stores, on the construction sites, so that we can serve more people and get more people into homes. With the affordable home crisis right now, we have like 20,000 homes that we're short short in Dane County in general, and Habitat would love to fill some of that need.
All right, Valerie, thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you think volunteering is something you'd be interested in, you can head on over to our website at channel3000.com. There we have information on those session dates and times that you can attend.
All right, McKenna Alexander, thank you very much. Just about 6:45 now. Wisconsin is no stranger to drinking, and a new law in one Wisconsin city is expanding when and where you can. CBS's Danielle Zolowski reports on Oshkosh's open container law.
Open containers of alcohol are now permissible in public in downtown Oshkosh under the new designated outdoor refreshment area, also called DORA.
The real goal here is to try to find a new innovative way to activate some of our public spaces downtown during the summer months.
The area spans from the riverfront back along Main Street to Fulton Avenue and reaches as far west as Division Street. Broad Street is the eastern border. The hours are limited from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights.
The biggest factor for it is increasing traffic downtown, which boosts the local economy. So as we've seen from COVID, a lot of businesses shutting down. What we're hoping is that will encourage people from in Oshkosh and even who are visiting to go to our downtown area and support our local businesses.
One of the reasons we included Thursday in this proposal is that it allows folks to go downtown, have dinner, and then walk to Waterfest, which is our big Thursday night music series.
Proponents of the new ordinance say this could help grow the downtown district.
What I've been telling people and those in the community is to, stay optimistic. The last thing we want is to intentionally see our downtown area fail. And the businesses, they're the ones at the front line who are saying this is what we want and we're going to take responsibility.
The Downtown Oshkosh Business Improvement District says it is on board with this program.
It can help extend people's stay downtown. They're maybe out for dinner. They can enjoy some of our public art, some of our programming that happens in the square right behind me.
The new regulation passed in a 5-2 vote as a pilot program, and the city manager or chief of police have the power to pull the plug at any time.
We will need to have additional officers down there, specifically to help address the education and whatever may come.
Danielle Zolkowski reporting there. One of the 2 no votes came from Oshkosh Mayor Lori Palmieri. She did not respond to a request for comment on that vote.
Let's check in with Chris Reese and your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Opening with radar all morning long. We had a whole lot of rain move through last night. This morning, it's a whole lot of nothing. Granted, there's a little something showing up on radar, but for the most part, these are just some spotty showers that will continue to fizzle out as the morning goes forward. We'll keep a little bit of cloud cover in the forecast, but ultimately we stay dry today. But let's talk about some of those rainfall numbers in the last 48 hours. This is what's officially fallen at the airport. On the northern side of Dane County. The southern side of Dane County had a whole lot more rain. Rock County, Greene County, Lafayette counties, you had a whole lot more rain. But still, at the airport in Madison over the last 48 hours, 2.68 inches of rain. Our deficit was almost at 3 inches, but now it's right at, or well, just under 9/10 of an inch shy of where we should be when it comes to rainfall for the year. That being said, we do have a chance for some scattered showers as we move into parts of your Thursday, especially into the evening. And then we could see some light rain chances moving into parts of Monday. I'm not overly sold on all of the rain chances that come through, but nonetheless, we will keep our eyes on the rain chances that move on through, especially into early next week as folks begin to head on out and about. But you look at the pattern overall, and it starts to trend drier than normal. This is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook for July 11th through 15th. Northern parts of the country do have better probabilities of being drier rather than wetter, and we expand that towards July 19th. And right here in Madison, that probability is to be drier than normal.
All right, Chris Reese, thanks much. The Endangered Species Act has been restored. A federal judge in California has overturned Trump-era rules that changed how the government qualified species for federal protections. The 2019 policies were seen as a way to make it easier for fossil fuel companies to drill or mine. The Biden administration said that it would review the actions, but the state of California went ahead and sued to roll back the changes. The judges siding with the state, leaving the Department of the Interior now to review the decision.
The FDA is issuing a stay of an order requiring Juul Labs to pull its products off the market in the U.S. The move is temporary. The agency's denial order came amid issues with Juul's study data and concerns its products were encouraging dangerous habits among youth. A federal appeals court did temporarily block the government ban just a day later.
More plastic-free, zero-waste grocery stores are popping up. And while you may find traditional grocery items at these stores, consumers interact with the products differently. Food, personal care, and household products are stored in large bins and glass dispensers like you see here at zero-waste stores. Consumers have to change their own consuming behavior by providing their own jar or container to store the items. Many stores do sell jars or have donated options.
It's just going to be a learning curve, but once you get a hang of it, you know, people have told me they really enjoy this way of shopping.
Madison's low-waste shop, Green Life Trading Co. offers an array of bulk, self-care, and home essential items, but doesn't focus on food.
Interesting concept there.
Very interesting. It's kind of like a co-op.
Right.
Yeah.
6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, a change in the farmers market location for the weekend. We have a heads up for you before you head out.
First, though, if you have a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Waunakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Don't miss the 43rd Annual Art Fair off the Square, July 9th and 10th, located in downtown Madison between the Capitol and the Monona Terrace Convention Center, showcasing the talents and creativity of the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople, featuring beautiful ceramics, art glass, painting and drawings, photography, sculpture, jewelry, and so much more. Buy local and support your Wisconsin artists and craftspeople, July 9th and 10th, the Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Get everything you need to take care of your lawn and garden from Menards and get 11% off everything. Trust Flagzilla Garden Hose accessories to help make your lawn and garden the envy of the neighborhood. This Flagzilla oscillating lawn sprinkler features an adjustable range to cover up to 2,400 square feet. Pick it up today for just $24.99 after 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything for your projects now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
When it comes to building an economy that works for everyone, one Democrat doesn't just talk. Alex Lasry gets it done. Building Pfizer Forum on progressive values, demanding 80% of the materials come from Wisconsin, now paying workers at least $15 an hour minimum wage. Endorsed by labor, Lasry is a Make It in America Democrat who can beat Ron Johnson.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message because it's time to get more money in the pockets of working people.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture at Waunakee Furniture ETC, the #1 Smith Brothers dealer in the nation. That's right, per square footage, we sell more Smith Brothers than anyone else. So let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
The second weekly Concerts on the Square returning to downtown tonight. The show kicks off at 7 p.m. with the theme of Summer Celebration. It's also going to feature guest soloist Ava Kenny. Get this, she's going into her senior year at Memorial High. The concerts, of course, they're free. They continue every Wednesday evening through August 3rd.
If you're heading to the Dane County Farmers Market Saturday, don't go to the Capitol Square. The market's at WISC-TV this weekend. They're making way for this year's Art Fair on the Square. The farmers market will be open from 7 to noon and will still feature all the veggies and cheese and other products that you would normally find any other weekend.
And a first warn traffic note this morning. The Merrimack Ferry now closed for repairs until further notice. The DOT says the issue appears to be with the hydraulic system. They also did not provide a timeline as to when the ferry would resume operations.
The suspect in the Independence Day parade shooting in Illinois is expected to appear in court today. Robert Cremo is facing 7 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecutors say more charges will be filed later. They plan to ask the judge to hold the 21-year-old without bond.
The trial of a man accused of beating and stabbing his mother and dog to death at their Iowa County home is now underway. Jury selection and opening statements started yesterday. Sean Pickett is on trial for homicide in the death of his mother, Susan, along with the charge of mistreatment of animals and the death of his dog. The trial is expected to last all week.
U.S. air travel continues to soar. The TSA said that it screened more than 11.2 million people over the holiday weekend. That's the 30th day in a row which more than 2 million people passed through airport security checkpoints. Air travel peaked Friday when the TSA screened nearly 2.5 million people. That's the highest figure since February 11th of 2020.
The TSA says officers prevented this handgun from making it on board an airplane at the Dane County Regional this weekend. It was found in somebody's carry-on luggage Saturday. The traveler, a Middleton resident, did not have a concealed carry permit. This is the 3rd firearm found at the airport this year.
Google said it will soon automatically delete location history records that show whether a person has visited an abortion clinic or fertility center. Google said the move is aimed at helping users protect their privacy when they visit places that could shed light on their personal medical situation or healthcare decisions. Users can already set some or all of their location history to be deleted automatically after a period of time.
All right, everybody, drop a beat because we're about to wrap up this newscast, but not before giving you one final check of the weather. We are seeing some lingering showers out there. Most of that is going to be farther to our north. Temperatures are comfortable as you head out the door, generally into the 60s and some lower 70s. But as you plan out the day, you see that cloud cover behind us. We're going to keep that around, filtered with a wee bit of sunshine as we go forward as well. We'll warm up to 79 for your high later on this afternoon, but as you plan it out, I do expect things to stay dry, about as dry as my humor for most of the day today.
What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness, you know, text stares, sometimes you just got to do it, but
we're getting through this hump day with Chris's jokes here. I like it.
Thanks, Chris.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.